Number 1, still funny as fuck. Kanye Gayfish Sticks. This is Kanye West, a self-proclaimed billionaire, fashion god, presidential runner, right? Well, this is how the guys over at South Park think. Cartman, do you like fish sticks? Yeah? You like putting fish sticks in your mouth? Yeah? Well, what are you, Eric? A gay fish? One joke, one episode, ego obliterated, and Kanye still doesn't get it 16 years later. Yo, my Toonastics squad, welcome to the ultimate South Park Roast Fest. Here we explore real beef, parody gold, and ego explosions that make this show legendary. I'm your host, the Parody Professor. Today, I'll show you how Trey Parker and Matt Stone made a funny fish pun into Kanye's personal disaster. But first, please smash that like plus subscribe for more Toonastics. That way, you can always know when Cartman's punchline is hitting your screens. Act 1. Origin of the joke and real Kanye buildup. Let's rewind to 2009, Toonastics fam. Let's rewind to 2009, Toonastics fam. Kanye's on top. Yeezus hasn't dropped, but the ego already has. September 13th, VMAs. Taylor Swift beams as she accepts her Best Female Video award. Then, Kanye grabs the mic and says, "Yo, Taylor, I'm happy for you. I'ma let you finish, but Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time." Crowd boos. Beyonce looks stunned. Internet explodes overnight. Headlines scream, Kanye's ego crash. Even President Obama slips in an interview, he's a jackass. Kanye apologizes to Jay Leno, but his whiny auto-tune voice from 808s and Heartbreak is hard to ignore. It either changed rap for the better or ruined countless karaoke nights. Toonastics hot take, this wasn't Kanye's first rodeo. Remember 2005 Grammys? He storms off when Gretchen Wilson wins Best New Artist? I was the best new artist. Classic. Or his 2006 MTV Europe rant? If I don't win, the award show loses credibility. Ego on steroids. South Park writers saw this coming miles away. Enter Carlos Mencia, the punchline thief king. His Comedy Central show Mind of Mencia pulled huge ratings, but comics hated him. Joe Rogan, George Lopez, they accused him of stealing bits. Rogan crashed Mencia's 2007 Laugh Factory set, yelling on stage, "You steal jokes! Ned Holness, that's your real name!" Video went viral pre-YouTube boom. Mencia's defense? Comedy's about ideas, not words. Lame. South Park? They'd roast that hypocrisy hard. Trey Parker and Matt Stone were on a writer's retreat in Colorado, their usual chaos spot. Bill Hader, the guest writer that season, shares in interviews. They're fishing, and salmon are jumping upstream. Trey jokes, "Fish is Evel Knievel, Daredevil salmon," ties perfect to Kanye's Touch the Sky video, where he's rocket jumping canyons like a wannabe stuntman. Genius link. Then, van ride back. Someone says, "Fish sticks." Matt, "Fish sticks?" Trey, "Do you like fish sticks?" Laughter erupts. Driver pulls over, miserable. They repeat it 50 times. "You're a gay fish." They knew. Pick the celeb who'd take it worse. Pick the celeb who'd take it worst. Kanye, Mr. I'm Shakespeare in the flesh, would melt down over not getting a pun. Fun fact, episode scripted in days. Aired April 8th, 2009, months before VMA crash. Comedy Central re-aired it immediately after Kanye's stunt. Ratings skyrocketed. South Park predicted the ego implosion. Trey later said, "We just wanted the dumbest joke that sounds smart to idiots." Nailed it. Mencia's real thefts? Perfect setup. Kanye's interruptions? Foreshadowing. This act's the foundation. Real-world arrogance meets cartoon cruelty. Toonastics prophecy. Without 2009 Kanye, no gay fish immortality. Ego so fragile, one pun shatters it. Hilarious setup for the roast ahead. Stay tuned, Jimmy's about to drop the bomb. Act 2. Jimmy drops the punchline, and Kanye never recovers. Let's talk about how this joke landed, literally. We're in season 13, episode 5, Fish Sticks, and the setup, so dumb it's brilliant. At South Park Elementary, Jimmy Vollmer, the stuttering stand-up, is trying out his new jokes. Then here comes Cartman storming in like a snack-seeking wrecking ball. Jimmy, do you like fish sticks? Cartman, yeah. Jimmy, you like putting fish sticks in your mouth? Cartman, hell yeah. Jimmy, beat. Then you're a gay fish. Mic drop. Comedy history. And the kicker? Cartman doesn't get it either. He thinks he wrote the joke all episode. Meanwhile, Kanye has a complete ego meltdown. This is South Park at its best. Childish pun plus celebrity punch. But don't let the fish sticks fool you. There's science behind this stupidity. Linguists call it a mondegreen, when a word or phrase gets misheard in a hilarious way. Fish sticks sounds like fish sticks. Boom! Your brain hits a glitch and then laughs anyway. Trey Parker and Matt Stone knew it would stick like frozen breadcrumbs. Oh, and Jimmy? He's more than a gag. He's based on real-life disabled comics like Josh Blue, who legit won Last Comic Standing in 2006. Representation and roast in one. Also, the delivery. Jimmy's stutter builds tension, Cartman's blank stare, perfect payoff. The animators even click Jimmy's crutches with the punchline like a cartoon rim shot. This joke is so dumb, it's genius. And that's why it spread everywhere. Twitter lit up, forums exploded, YouTube edits popped off like crazy. Jay Leno even riffed on The Tonight Show. Conan too. Mencia, he steals it in the episode, which brings us to the next big explosion. Act 3, the whiteboard meltdown. Kanye versus wordplay. Now we get to the meltdown. Kanye relaxes in his mansion. Gold decor shines all around. Piano music plays softly. Fish swim in the tank like backup dancers. And he's got this giant whiteboard, scribbling like a madman, trying to decode the universe from a pun. Fish sticks equals breaded, fried, delicious. Me equals genius, visionary, rap god. Gay fish equals question mark, question mark, question mark. He stares at it like it's the Matrix. Jimmy just shrugs. It's a pun. Kanye, I create paradigms. This isn't just comedy, it's a masterclass in ego disassembly. Behind the scenes, the whiteboard moment started on a napkin. Literally, during a writer's lunch in 2009, someone doodled Kanye versus Logic, and boom, it made the final cut. You can even spot Matt Stone's messy handwriting in the background art. Trey mimics Kanye's nasal "I'm a genius" vibe, just like in his late registration interviews. They studied his cadence, his mansion, modeled after real celebrity homes like Diddy's, according to the South Park set design crew. And get this, the equations on the board, some are real linguistics references from Steven Pinker's work, mixed in with total nonsense, like breaded equals visionary. That's the Yeezy mindset. Everything, even a snack, is a metaphor. Production went wild on this one. They boosted the marker squeaks by 200% to make it feel tense. Trey kept laughing in voice takes. They recorded 12 versions to get the tone just right. Also, the bodyguards in the scene, based on Kanye's real-life security from the graduation tour. Beefy, deadpan, intimidating. But what really hits is Kanye's breakdown. The board fails. Logic fails. All that's left is pride, cracking. And what does he do next? He dives into the ocean screaming, "I'm a gay fish!" The next scene is pure chaos, and we'll get into that. But this right here, this is where the word breaks the man. And it all started with Jimmy and a stutter. Act 4, the gay fish dive, musical parody mayhem. And here it is, the moment where Kanye goes full SpongeBob existential. We cut to the pier. He's wearing a wetsuit. There's dramatic music swelling, his eyes wide, voice trembling. I get it now. I'm a gay fish. And boom, he dives in. Y'all, the South Park team animated this climax in 48 hours. That's breakneck for a show with a 6-day turnaround. They used upgraded water physics in Maya just to make the splash extra stupid. And it works. It's majestic, ridiculous, legendary. Now, cue the song. Mother gay fish swimming in the sea. Trey wrote that track in one night. He spoofed Kanye's 808s and Heartbreak era, auto-tune crooning, dramatic falsetto, emotional nonsense. The result, a love ballad for groupers, literally. And it slaps! The vocal mix, done in Trey's basement using a $200 T-Pain plugin. The lyrics? Gay fish, don't need no legs, swim to the beat of heartbreak eggs. Okay, that last part is fake, but admit it, sounds real. Underwater visuals, top tier. They even modeled the groupers after Atlantic cod, with judgy cartoon eyes. Animator Ira Sherrock said the detail was a jab at Kanye's critics. Even the fish are like, really, dude? Production secret, the reverb in the song, pulled from The Little Mermaid's audio library. Legally, that's some fair use wizardry. And yeah, Kanye's humping fish in the ocean, no metaphors left, no dignity either. This moment is so stupid, it's perfect. The contrast is striking. A man, obsessed with genius, ends up singing soulfully about being a gay fish. It's Shakespeare meets SpongeBob meets TMZ. South Park didn't just roast Kanye, they filleted him, and he never saw it coming. Stick around, because next is where it gets real. The reactions, the rage, the impact that still echoes 16 years later. Act 5, The Aftershock, Celebrity Meltdown, Cult Status and Legend, rewritten. Fish Sticks aired April 8th, 2009. The internet broke. 3.6 million viewers tuned in. Comedy Central's servers crashed. People were quoting gay fish before Kanye even realized he was the punchline. And when he did, oh, it wasn't pretty. Kanye hit his blog the next day like, South Park murdered my ego last night. It was funny, but it hurts. Bruh, that's not a blog post, that's a eulogy. Then a few weeks later, boom, he punches a TMZ pap who mocks him with the fish sticks joke. Caught on video, 5 million views. He literally turned into the character they parodied. Meanwhile, Carlos Mencia took it like a champ. In a New York Times interview, he said, they destroyed me fairly. He even showed up to a South Park rap party in 2010. That's how you take an L with grace. But Kanye, nah. He ranted on radio, dissed the show in dark, twisted fantasy. Choke a South Park writer with a fish stick? Yeah, that's a real lyric. Reddit threads pop up every year like clockwork. 16 years later, he still doesn't get it. Top comment, he is the gay fish now. The meme refused to die. Halloween 2009, 10,000 gay fish costumes sold on Etsy. Urban Dictionary, 1 million views on gay fish by 2012. Paramount Plus streams, over 100 million by 2023. TikTok edits, 2 billion views under #gayfish. Trey and Matt didn't just write a banger episode. They predicted a man's entire ego unraveling in real time. That's satire on steroids. Final fun fact, Trey owns the original whiteboard from the episode. It sits framed in his office. Underneath it, a plaque that reads, pun greater than ego. Ending conclusion. In the 2025 archives reveal, Ye, formerly Kanye, is still haunted by fish sticks. This comes as Yeezy reboots and Donda sequels continue. Reddit mega thread, 16 years, he still doesn't get it. With that 2,000K upvotes, clips remixed with AI, South Park's predictions, eerily accurate. Ego as pun-proof armor, cracked by wordplay. Trey and Matt are complete geniuses. Dumb joke exposes fragility. Mencia adapted. Kanye has been dissed for decades. Guilty verdict as the pun immortal. Tunastic's prophecy, 2030 Gayfish Yeezy collection, wetsuits, NFT groupers, album, breaded bars. That's your Toonastics ego explosion. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Also, please comment which is better, fish sticks or nuggets. Joke: Kanye's fave fish, selfish dicks. Next time, Tom Cruise's closet situation. Miss it and you're the punchline?